see, are we here? Yes, David, 3 minutes. Welcome, everyone. We'll be getting started in a few moments. Hopefully you can hear me as you're logging in. There I am. Hi, Goldman. Greetings, everyone. If you don't know me, my name's David. Oh, wow. This is what happens when you try and cut your own hair. But I can't put a hat on right now to cover it up, so we're just going to have to bear with me. Let's see, Goldman's here. I think Judy is joining us. And maybe Donovan? Just waiting for folks to gather and get into your space. We still have, let's see, about 3 or 4 minutes. So again, if you're just tuning in, my name's David. We'll be doing a little very light flow. I say that and laugh because for some it may not feel like a light flow. But most importantly, it's just an opportunity for those of you already within my yoga community that I practice with at the Garden or at Sojourn or at the LGBT Center or even for Parfait Yoga. Just give us a chance to feel like we're still connected and chance to get up off the couch or off the bed or away from the computer for just a little while, to breathe and center and get moving and take our minds off the monotony of information that we are being fed from media. All right, welcome. Let's see. Hi, Chris. Hi, Bill. Hi, Serena. Not sure if any of you will be practicing with me today. If you're just trying on yoga for the first time, I'll do my best to walk you through all the poses. You don't need to have any prior experience. As we say in yoga, work with what works best for you and leave the rest. Do what you can. Alrighty, we got about 2 minutes left. Welcome, everyone. I'm gonna make it over to the mat and we'll begin soon. Hi, Dan. Anyone out there, can I get maybe a thumbs up or something? Just let me know or type a message that the volume is working okay. Thumbs up, yes. Whoever sent that, love you, thank you. All right, my friends, let's get started. I know we all are very busy. We all have many things to do. We have no time to waste. Just kidding. Although I know some of you are fortunate enough to still be able to be working right now. God bless you. All right, my friends. Let's do some yoga. Hello, my name is David Miranda. Welcome to Yoga with David. So just draw yourself into a comfortable seat. In yoga, we call this Sukhasana. Love to say Sukhasana, always reminds me of su casa in Spanish, your house, which I find to be interesting. This body is a house for your soul. How is the house feeling today? How is the physical body doing in this moment? What's going on? What's going on in the shoulders? What's going on in the tailbone? And actually physically bring your hands to your shoulders. You can reach them up overhead or cross hands over. Just feel the shoulders. Just give them a little squeeze. Clasp the hands together and then lace the fingers together. And give the hand a little spin, a little twirl. Give the wrists a little wiggle-roo. Get it going in the other direction. Nice. Release the hands. Bring the palms right to the thighs. Flip the palms over and press the palms into the tops of the thighs. And close your eyes. We've settled into our space physically. We've invited just a little bit of movement into our body, but let's close the eyes now and start to sense into what's happening internally. In the course of the next hour, we'll start to activate the breath and activate some mindfulness, some attunement, tuning into the sensations and that internal meshwork of energy, those messages vibing. One of the easiest ways to do that is to bring some focus to the breath. With your eyes closed, start to invite a nice full breath into the body through the nose. Expand the lungs as much as you can. Part the lips, open mouth, exhale. Again, deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Release. One more time. Full breath in. Open mouth. Full breath back out. Let's start to move. Open the eyes. Release the hands to the sides of the hips. Breath in, flip the palms up overhead. Breath out, press the palms together. Fold the thumb and the fingers to the back of the spine. Pull the elbows nice and wide. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, float the palms back overhead. Exhale, slide the palms down the front of the torso. Open up the arms nice and wide, so expand both hands nice and wide to the side. Really spread the fingers nice and wide. Receive a breath. Exhale, hug the right arm on top of the left arm. Wrap the arms to the backs of the shoulder blades. Give yourself a nice little hug and a squeeze here. Smile. Squeeze and hug. Big breath open. The arms nice and wide. Exhale. Cross the right arm underneath the left. Coming into eagle arms, wrap the right arm around the left, bringing elbow to elbow, palm to palm, wrist to wrist. If you find that eagle arms is not accessible to you, then just continue to reach for the shoulders or continue to try and leverage the backs of the hands towards each other. Just breathe here for a moment. Feel that nice little bit of openness starting to come into the shoulder. Thank you, airplane. Breath in, float the palms up towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Eagle arms stretch. Exhale. Bring the elbows back down. Breath in, widen the arms. Exhale, wrap the left arm on top of the right arm this time. A little hug and a squeeze. Squeeze, breathe, and hug. Breath in, open the arms. Breath out, eagle arms. This time cross the left arm underneath the right. Wrapping the arms around, bringing elbow to elbow, wrist to wrist, and palm to palm. If you find that this is not accessible, again, just reach with the backs of the shoulders. Breathe here. Breath in, float the palms up, stretch the shoulders. Breath out, pull the elbows back down. Widen the arms again, like a giant capital T. Breath in. Breath out, press the palms together, Samastitihi. Thumbs come right to the center of the chest. Close the eyes for a moment. Walk yourself into the body. I am here. I am present. You and I are one in this moment, united with breath and intention. May you find joy and openness in today's practice. Expansion. Wherever you're facing, bring yourself into a tabletop pose. So come onto all fours. Palms underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Receive a breath as you dip the navel down and puff the chest up through the forearms. Cow pose. Expel the breath. Cat pose. Round dome the upper spine. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. A shifting of the weight back and forth as you slide in and out of cow here in your own timing. So allow the weight to shift forward into the palms and back into the knees. As you start to bring some life and energy and some awareness into that lower spine, the pelvis tilting and untilting, scooping and unscooping the pelvis. Hello, little bumblebee. Receive a breath. Come to a long, flat, neutral spine. Stay for the exhale. Breath in. Guide the right heel straight back. Hold the heel right at hip level. Breath out. Draw the knee to the chest. Wind the forehead down towards the knee. Tiger pose. Inhale, extend. Three-legged tabletop. Exhale, tiger pose. Draw the knee to the chest. One more time. Inhale, extend. Exhale, retract, knee to chest. Set the foot down in between the two hands. Taking a breath. Lift the chest up. Scoop the pelvis just slightly under. Float the palms up nice and high. Dragon pose or supported lunge. Just stay here and breathe for a moment. Bring some sensitivity and some awareness to the balance that's occurring in the body. The amount of weight in the front right foot, the tucking of the tailbone, the squaring of the left and the right hip bones to the front of the mat, the release of the shoulders down from the ears, a lifting of the chin and a lengthening through the back of the cervical spine. Invite a nice full breath into the body. Exhale, bring the palms back down to the mat. Front right foot guides itself back, coming into a tabletop. Just breathe for a moment. Feel the rebound of energy. For some of us, this is still a little bit early, and maybe this is the first time you've done yoga in a little while, so the body's starting to speak to you. Receive those messages. Pull back or dive in a little bit deeper if you need to. Here we go. Inhale. Left heel extends straight back. Toes down, heel up. Keep it right at hip level. Okay? No reason to lift it super high and open the hip. Just kind of activating the lower body. Exhale. Draw the left knee to the chest. Wind the forehead down towards the knee. Tiger pose. Inhale, extend. Left heel inflate straight back. Exhale, tiger pose. Draw the knee to the chest. Inhale, inflate one more time. Exhale, retract the knee to the chest. And this time, place the foot down. And give you a little bit of extra time. Judy, if you're practicing with me right now, I know you need that. Just a smidge of extra time to get the foot down. I love you, baby. All right, here we go. Inhale. Lift the chest. Lift the arms. Dragon's pose or supported lunge. Take the time to really flesh out this pose in all dimensions of the body, starting with the front left toes and foot. How much weight are you stabilizing and balancing in that front foot? Mindfulness to the hips, the scooping and tucking, lengthening through the spine, the lifting of the arms, but the release of the shoulders. Lift the chin, lengthen the back of the neck. Breathe in. Breathe out. Palms come down to the mat. Front left foot steps back. Widen the knees, past hip width distance. Coming into a child's pose. Allow the hips to settle back onto the heels. Chest floats down towards the mat. Palms glide forward. Forehead surrenders itself onto the mat. If you're working with props or bolsters, this is a time you can slide them underneath the chest or underneath the forehead, underneath the hips on top of the heels. If you're feeling particularly tight or a lot of gripping in the hips, you can take away some of that by bringing the knees a little bit closer together, coming into an embryo's pose here. Still getting a nice stretch in the shoulders and the upper back. And starting to wake up the hips a little bit deeper. Continue to breathe here in child's pose. Oh, I'm loving my little, I just mixed some lavender, orange, and peppermint, and oh, I'm in love with it. Thank you, Renee, for that beautiful idea. All right, start to walk yourselves back up on child's pose. Put yourself up into a tabletop, taking a breath. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift those hips up. Start to send the heels down. Let's create that upside down mountain peak shape in our body, upside down V shape. Really starting to activate breath and motion in the full body. Now, not just isolating it. Really starting to activate the full body here. Downward facing dog, such a powerful dynamic pose. Tread your little dogs out here by bending the right knee and the left knee if you need to. Maybe you need to invite a nice big bend in both knees at the same time, lifting those hips up and down. Just kind of having that little movement conversation with the body. Hey body, what's happening? What's going on today? What are we going to do later on after practice? How can I make whatever we do better for you, body? All right. Release those heels down to the mat. Receive a breath. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Walk the feet up behind the wrists. Oh, beautiful warm sunshine coming down on me. Love it. Here you are in your first forward fold, a nice big juicy ragdoll pose. So the knees are bent, the chest is resting on the thighs. We're kind of guiding that weight forward into the ball mounds of the feet. Maybe lifting the hips up and down a few times. Straightening and bending the knees. Straighten the legs. Release the hands down to the mat, right in front of the big toes. Bend the left knee. Left hand stays resting on the mat. Inhale, open arm stretch to the right. Right hand floats up towards the sky. Beautiful blue sky. Or your beautiful white popcorn ceiling. Ooh, the moon is still out, guys. Oh, fabulous. Bring that right hand back down. Breath out. Bend the right knee. Right hand presses into the mat right in front of the right toes. Inhale, open arms stretch to the left. Left arm floats up. Breathe. Are you smiling yet, my lovelies? Do you feel silly smiling in your living room by yourself? It's okay. Papa told you to do it. Breath out. Bring the left hand back down. Here we go. Inhale, halfway lift. Slide the hands to the shins. Lift the upper body. Find length through the upper body. Bolster or support that upper body lifting by pressing the hands into the shins, or you can press into a block or a bolster if you have those available. Tendency for myself to lock out my legs, thinking that I'm really getting a lot of length through the back, but then I shift my weight back into my heels. So what I'm working on, I've noticed this through looking at some of my teaching, that I need to bring my weight a little bit more into the ball mounds of my feet. And it's not necessary for me to lock out my legs. That's just an aesthetic thing. What feels good in the body? A slight little bend in the knees really helps to focus the stretch in the back of the body, but at the same time, the halfway lift is a stretch in the upper body as well. Okay? So rather than gazing out ahead of you and crunching the back of the head towards the back of the spine, see if your gaze can come straight down and you find that lengthening through the spine. Breathe in. Breathe out, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Hands overhead pose. A nice, slow, mindful roll to standing. When you stack the shoulders on tops of the hips, the hands will float up overhead. Guide the palms to the back of the mat and aim the pinkies in towards each other. Receive a breath. Exhale, Anuvatasana, micro back bend. Sandwich the palms together. Lean back. The hips will press slightly forward. It's about lifting that sternum and then leaning back. A nice standing back bend. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, Samastitihi, standing at attention. Slide the palms down to the center of the sternum. Pause here for a moment. Check back in with your body and the breath. Intention. Release the hands to the side body. Inhale, hands come up nice and high overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Press the palms together. Bring them back down to the chest. Hinge from the hips, dive down and forward. When you get to the bottom, inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Toe heel, the big toes together to kiss. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Bend the knees generously, send the tailbone down nice and low. Lift the chest, lift the chin, sit back in your chair and breathe. Breath in. Exhale, chair plane. Guide the arms back behind you. Lace the fingers together. Pull the lace fingers down. Here we go. Balance challenge. Lift the heels. Stretch the shoulders. Balance on the ball mounds of the feet. Breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Release the heels. Fold forward. Release the hands. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Nice slow roll to standing. When you get to the top, press the hands together and cross one thumb over the other. We're going to get a nice little half moon side stretch in here. Fill up the lungs. Exhale, half moon to the right. Dive up and over to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Cross opposite thumb over. Exhale, half moon to the left. Dive up and over to the left. Pull that right shoulder back. Square the hips. Breathe. Inhale, center. Exhale, Anuvatasana, micro back bend with cactus elbows. Pull the elbows down nice and wide to the side. Lift the sternum, then lean back. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come to the chest. Fold down and forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, Dandasana. Plant the hands onto the mat. Walk the feet back behind you. Come to the top of a high plank position. Breath in, guide weight forward. Breath out, shift weight back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, downward, facing dog. All right, my loves, you ready to start getting into a flow? Yes, David, we are. Beautiful, here we go. Inhale, right foot high. Three-legged dog. Exhale, guide the knee to the side of the elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot through, low lunge. Breath in, crescent lunge. Lift the torso. Back, left heel stacks over the ball mound of the foot. Float the palms up, nice and high, overhead. Sink as much weight into that front right foot. Square the hips by bringing that left hip bone slightly forward. You can bring the hands down to the hips if you need some guidance to do that. Breathe, power up. Exhale. Warrior one. Plant the back foot down onto the ground. So the sole and the heel are now down onto the ground. The hips are still square to the front of the mat. Breathe here for a moment. Big breath in. Exhale. Warrior two. Come to warrior two. Open the hips and the chest to the side of your mat. Perhaps you need to send this back foot just a little bit further as you shift from warrior one to warrior two. Breathe here. Setting up our relatively simple flow here today. Here we go. Inhale, reverse warrior. Lift that right hand high, high five the back of your mat. Keep weight in that front foot. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, lift, exalted triangle. Straighten that front leg. Right hand comes nice and high. Exhale, triangle pose. Arm comes back down. Same plane. Breath in as you reach forward. Exhale, triangle pose. Right arm down, left arm up. Slight little micro bend in this front right knee, acceptable here. Use this bottom hand to help open this top shoulder by pressing into the calf or pressing into a block. Here we go. Lift up, reverse warrior, so bend that front right knee. Right hand comes back up nice and high again. Opening this right side body. Exhale, low lunge, cartwheel the arms up, over, down to the ground. Right foot steps back. Option to move through a chaturanga here. Chaturanga, for those of you new to yoga, is like the yoga push-up. We lower ourselves down halfway, pinning those elbows nice and close to the side body. Then we receive a breath as we uncurl the shoelace side of the feet, puff the chest up through the forearms, lifting the thighs away from the ground. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right. Always an option to skip the chaturanga. You can press back into a down dog. You can come into a tabletop and then press into a downward facing dog. Always an option there. Here we go. Let's get the left side activated. Inhale, left foot high. Exhale, draw the left knee to the side of the elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot through, low lunge. Back foot flips down to the ground. Breath in, lift yourself up. Warrior two. Excuse me, crescent lunge. Oh my gosh, guys. Lift yourselves up, crescent lunge. Front weight is leveled into that front left foot. The back right heel is stacked over the ball mound of the foot again. You can bring the hands down to the hips, squaring the right hip bone to the front of the mat here. Lift the palms up when you're ready. A slight little bend in this back right knee might help you to stabilize a little bit more. And then you can press into that back right foot to help kind of press you forward just a little bit. Nice big breath in. Exhale, warrior one. So the back right foot comes down onto the mat now, the right foot and the heel. But we keep that right hip bone as square to the front of the mat as best we can. Big breath in. Exhale, now come into warrior two. Maybe a slight adjustment of this back right heel, sending it back a little bit further. Opening the chest and hips to the opposite side of our mat, pulling those pinkies back nice and wide. Here we go. Inhale, reverse warrior. Left hand comes nice and high. Stabilize that front weight in the front foot. Open and expose this left side body now. Breath in. Exhale. Come back to warrior two. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Left arm down this time, or you can rest the elbow on a knee. Right arm up. Breathe. Here we go. Inhale, exalted triangle. Press into that front left foot. Straighten that left leg. Left hand comes nice and high. So similar to reverse warrior, except we have the front left leg is essentially straight now. Really bringing some openness to the left side body. Breath in. Exhale. Come back down. Same plane. Breath in, reach forward, setting the torso up for exhale, triangle pose, left arm down, right arm up this time. Remember, always an option to utilize a block to rest your weight on top of if your hand's not quite reaching the ground. Transitioning out, here we go. Inhale, reverse warrior. Bend this front left knee. Lift the left hand nice and high. Exhale, low lunge. Cartwheel the arms up, over, down to the ground. Front left foot steps back. Now this is where you can either move through the chaturanga, or you can come down to your knees and do the chaturanga, and then extend the feet back, lift up into an upward facing dog, taking some of that weight out of the upper body. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment here, breathe, reset. Let's flow that one more time, just a little bit faster, okay? Inhale, right foot high. Exhale, draw the knee to the right side of your elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot through low lunge. Inhale, lift up, crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Stay for the exhale. One more breath in. Exhale, warrior one. Breath in. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, lift, exalted triangle. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale, lift, reverse warrior. Exhale, low lunge, cartwheel the arms up, over, down to the ground. Front foot steps back. Chaturanga. We all meet in down dog together. Let's do that other side. Inhale, left foot high. Exhale, draw the left knee to the side of the elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot through. Low lunge. Breath in, lift up, crescent lunge. Anjaneyasana. Breath out. One more breath in. Exhale, warrior one. Breath in. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lift, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, lift, exalted triangle. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale, lift, reverse warrior. Exhale. Low lunge, you made it. Front foot steps back. Chaturanga. We all made in downward facing dog together. Inhale, gaze up, top of your mat. Exhale, step, hop, float, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, chair plane. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samastitihi, standing at attention. Pause here for a moment. Center back with the breath. Papa's getting real sweaty right now, considering taking off this tank top. Don't know if I want this extra fluff to fall out though. All right, my friends. Here you are at the top of your mat. Let's check into a couple balancing poses here. All right. First pose, one-legged Tadasana. So arms are along the side body. Lift that right knee to hip level. One-legged mountain pose. Just breathe here for a moment, find the balance. Slowly release the foot. One-legged Tadasana, other side. Lift the left knee, hip level. Nice and simple, just stay here in balance for a moment. And release. Now, breath in, lift the right knee, one-legged mountain pose. Breath out, airplane Dharmadakasana. Send that right heel back, tilting the chest forward. You can bring a slight little bend into the standing supporting leg. Airplane Dharmadakasana, arms come to the side body. Palms down, thumbs out to the side. Balance, hover. And sweep the leg back underneath. Breath in. Breath out, release. Whew. That was very wobbly for me. I don't know how it was for you. Let's try the other side. One-legged mountain pose. Breath in. Breath out, airplane Dharmadakasana. With mindfulness, stamp that left foot back. Bringing a slight little bend into that standing leg might help you to stabilize a little better. As you tilt and teeter-totter the chest forward, keep lifting that heel. Breathe. Swing that leg back underneath. Breath in. Breath out. Release the foot. How'd you do? All right. Shirt's coming off. The sun is directly overhead over here. Whew. All right. Well, we'll keep that to adapt this way. How you guys doing? All right. 2 more balancing poses here. Let's try on dancer's pose. Okay, so I'm going to face you. Fold the right heel back towards the tailbone and reach for the inside arch of the foot. Left hand can come up nice and high as a little bit of counterbalance. And you can stay right here. This is dancer's pose, not Dharanjasana. If you're craving something a little bit deeper, you can start to cascade the chest forward. Again, remember that little bend in the front leg always helps to stabilize a little bit. Balance and breathe. Closed hip balancing pose, so bring that right hip back down if it's opening. One more breath in. Exhale, slowly release. Shake it out. Let it go. If you're practicing at home, you might be practicing on carpet. I've got this little cushion here to protect me from the cement, but that kind of may throw your balance off a little bit. So you can step to just the hardwood floor or the tiles on the kitchen floor, depending on where you're practicing. That might help you stabilize a little bit better. Dancer's pose, not Dharanjasana, other side. Fold that left heel back towards the tailbone. Reach for the inside arch of the foot. Find this initial pose. Mindfulness to the inside of the knee, magnetizing the insides of the knees together. Right hand comes up this time to aid us in balancing. You can stay right here. Or you can begin to bring the chest forward. Suck in that gut, David. All right, come back up when you're ready. Whew. Slowly release. One final balancing posture, and then we'll start to get into some deeper stretching. Tree pose. What would we be without a little tree? Bring the sole of that right foot up into the inside of the thigh, or maybe you bring it to the calf, or you can kickstand it. That's what's working best for you today. Wherever you're at, not sure how you're feeling right now, but hopefully you're feeling a little bit more activated and alive. Got the body moving and flowing. One more breath in. Exhale, slowly release. Tree pose. Other side, sole of the left foot comes up into the thigh, or maybe it comes to the calf. Just breathe and balance. Today's dance is all about the connecting of those different energies, internally and externally. One more breath in. Exhale. Release. Sorry guys, that's what happens when you practice outside. Get a little sweaty. All right, top of your mat. Fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, Dandasana. Plant the hands. Walk the feet back behind you. Top of a high plank position. Zip up the inseam of the legs. We're going to come into a little Vashisthasana side stretch, okay? So you can, if you know Vashisthasana, side plank, you can go right into it. You can come down onto the left heel. If you need a little bit of setup or support, come down to the left knee, and then bring this left arm right underneath the shoulder as best you can. Then flip to the toe side edge of your right foot. Open the chest to the right side of your mat. Right hand floats up nice and high. This is a supported Vashisthasana side plank. Always an option to come into a side plank where you're balanced on both heels, or you can walk the one foot in front of the other. Some of you like to go for a really deep stretch here. That's not happening for me today. One more breath in. Exhale. Whew, come back down. All right, those hips are tight. So here you are, top of a high plank position. We're going to switch into Vashisthasana, side plank on the other side. So if you need the supported version, you come down to the right knee, open up to the toe side edge of the left foot, right hand comes underneath the shoulders, left hand floats up towards the clouds, Vashisthasana side plank. Okay. Non-supported version. Any of those little extras you want to try on. Woo! One more breath in. Exhale. Bring the hand back down. Zip up the inseam of the legs. Taking a breath. Exhale. Lower yourself all the way down to the chest. Keep the hands right by the shoulders. Pin those elbows nice and close to the side body. Uncurl the shoelace side of the feet. Let all the air out of the lungs. Inhale, Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. Peel the chest away from the ground. Exhale. Let the chest come back down. Fold the heels towards the tailbone. Reach back for the outside arches of the feet. Release all the air once again. Inhale, floor bow, Dhanurasana. Lift the thighs, lift the chest, just like we do in Cobra. Make this little tiny teardrop shape in the body. Breathe. Exhale. Release everything down. Bring the hands by the shoulders. Press up, come into a tabletop. I'm going to give you two options here for a deep hip stretch. Runner's lunge or half pigeon. So, from your tabletop pose, you can come into runner's lunge by just stepping the right foot to the top right-hand corner of the mat, and then unfurling this back left leg as best you can. Hands come to the inside of the right foot. This may be as far as you go. You may get a little bit deeper by coming down onto the forearms. Always an option to rest the forearms on top of a block. The other option here was half pigeon. So from tabletop, you cross the right knee behind the right wrist, bringing the right ankle to the back of the left wrist. So doing your best to square the shin to the top of the mat, sending the left leg out nice and long, allowing the sit bones to start to settle down. This is half pigeon. Sleeping half pigeon is when your pigeon takes a little nap and you bring the chest and the forehead down. Now we did all that flourish of movement and breathing. To make it to a point like this, we're allowed to passively stretch and just kind of sink into what's happening in the mind space. And what's happening in the emotional state of the different areas of your body. So whether you're in runner's lunge or half pigeon, let go. Breathe in. Let go. Breathe out. Two more breaths here. Whether you're in runner's lunge, sleeping pigeon, or half pigeon, start to lift yourself back up. Draw that knee back, come back into a tabletop. Come to standing on the knees. Separate the knees hip width distance. Let's get a nice little supported back bend before we go into our second side here. So standing on the knees, hands come to the back of the spine, to the back of the lower back. We use this as a little bit of leverage as we lift the chest and then lean back. If you find that it's available to you to reach for the heels, you can bring that into your practice here. Breathe and bend. Breath in to come back up. Breath out to settle down. The hips come onto the back of the heels. Palms come to the tops of the thighs here for a moment. Just rest for a moment. Gradually trying to bring you back into that deeper, somewhat meditative space, so that when we conclude today and you're in your Shavasana, you can awaken feeling all that more refreshed and focused and able to tackle your day head on, whether that's returning to the couch to finish watching Ozark or Tiger King, or whether you have some profound project awaiting you that will change the world. It doesn't matter. Whatever you have to do, I love you. Thank you for being here. Let's do that other side. Come back into a tabletop. Remember, you have two options here. Half pigeon or runner's lunge. Runner's lunge is stepping that left foot to the top left-hand corner of the mat, leaving the hands on the inside of the left foot, extending that right leg back nice and long. This may be as engaged as you would like to be in this pose. If you want a little bit more traction and a deeper release, you can bring the chest down and the forearms. Weight comes into the forearms here. Let the head hang heavy if you can. Sorry to be stucking snot in your ear. Release here. This was one option. Half pigeon is the other option here. So from tabletop, you bring the left knee to the back of the left wrist. Left ankle comes to the back of the right wrist, paralleling the shin as best you can to the top edge of your mat. And then unfurling your little pigeon leg, nice and long in the back, and allowing the chest to surrender itself down. Coming into a nice sleeping pigeon. Hi, birdies. Notice any colors. Notice any new sensations happening in the body as compared to when you first began your practice today. 2 more breaths here in your half pigeon or your runner's lunge. Wherever you're at, lift yourselves up. Come back into a tabletop. From your tabletop, bring yourself into a nice little seat. Feet will come out in front of you. Hands are along the sides of the hips. We're coming into boat pose, Navasana. Get in the boat, my friends. Lift the shins up towards the sky. Hands can come to the back of the thighs. Or if you're brave and strong, you can reach out ahead. I know you're all reaching out ahead because you are all brave and strong. Lengthen through the back. Lift everything up towards the sky. Big breath in. Exhale, release everything with control. Down to the mat. Draw the knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around the shins. Give yourself a little squeeze, a little hug. Pull both knees out nice and wide to the side. Reach for the big toes or the outside arches, the inside arches. We have a few more poses before Shavasana, just getting a nice little deep hip stretch and thigh stretch because we were just in runner's lunge, half pigeon. All right, my happy little babies. Draw the knees back in. Let the feet settle down on top of the mat. Separate the feet hip-width distance. Arms come along the side body. Breath in, bridge pose. Lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Whether it's beautifully high voltage, popcorn, or filled with clouds. Whatever your ceiling happens to be right now. Breathe. Let the hips come back down. Soles of the feet come together. Let the knees widen to the side edge of your mat. Supta Baddha Konasana. Deep, juicy hip stretch. Reach the arms up overhead. Stretch the shoulders. Think about the wonderful full body activation that you've had here today. Think about the connection you were able to make, knowing that if you are within my yoga community, that you are most likely right now practicing at the same time with one of our friends, even though we are separated physically. We are united spiritually and energetically. All right. A nice little supine twist because I love to twist. You can bring both knees into the chest and then let both knees fold over to the right. Opening the arms out nice and wide like a giant capital T. This is our only twist for class today, so hopefully the spine is forgiving. We've done some bends and some side bends, some folds. Now we're giving ourselves a little twist to finish. One more breath. Come back to center. Breath in. Exhale, release both knees to the other side. Supine twist. We're almost there. Shavasana is almost upon us. Slowly untwist, come back to center. Lift both feet up towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Hands can come to the backs of the thighs. Virtual legs at the wall. If snail pose or plow pose is within your practice, you can lift the hips up, bring them to the back of the sacrum or to the back of the hips, and then let the toes fall down to the ground above your forehead, with or without a little bit of support here. Flat pose. If that's not within your practice, you can stay right here at legs at the wall. If you're in plow pose, slowly pull yourselves back out. If you're in legs at the wall, bring the soles of the feet down onto the mat. 2 last stretches before we come into our Shavasana. Right ankle stacks on top of the left knee. Hands thread underneath the left thigh. Pull the left knee towards the forehead. Figure 4 stretch. One last little opportunity to get into those hips and to awaken them, to bring some love and light energy into those areas that need it and value it the most. One more breath. Exhale, let that foot come back down. Left foot, uncross the legs. Recross the left ankle on top of right knee. When you're ready, figure four stretch. Draw that right knee towards the forehead. You can lace the hands underneath the right thigh. You can reach on top of the knee. Any way you can gain a little bit of leverage or grip to help pull the knee forward. You can even push this left knee away to deepen the stretch a little bit further. One more breath. Exhale, let the foot come back down. Walk the legs out nice and long. Bring the arms along the side body. Let the palms up. Let the toes just flop out to the sides. Close the eyes. Relax the crinkle in your forehead. Relax the jaw. Even feel the tongue just floating inside of your mouth. Relax it. Relax the eyelids. Don't squeeze them shut. Just let them gradually melt together, allowing the vision of colors to spectrum through the back of your eyelids. In your mind's eye, see yourself at the center of a giant orange-yellow ball of light. All the elements of earth, fire, water, wind, and air encircling you and binding you into greater power. The ability to manifest even your smallest dreams and desires and to find joy in these trying times. May you, your friends, family, and loved ones find joy in your hearts. May you be the light that guides others to this joy and place of solace. May you be well. May all beings in the universe be well. It is my pleasure to serve you. Share this with your friends. It's available on my page all day, every day. Go with joy. Namaste, my friends.